everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sharon and this is a channel that is dedicated to all things related to narcissism. I've been married to a covert narcissist for almost 20 years. I'm separated from him now, and what I do with this channel is I use my real life experiences to get information out there to people about what narcissism really is, what it looks like, what it does to you, and what it does to your family. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the narcissist's reality. Of course, the narcissist's reality is not the real reality. Narcissism is a profound mental illness. It's a personality disorder. People who suffer from narcissism have low emotional intelligence. They lack empathy. They don't care about anybody else. Of course, this is devastating for anybody in a relationship with a narcissist, but nonetheless, this is the real reality that you are dealing with. Now, a narcissist is not going to deal with reality. The reason for that is that reality contradicts what they want to be true. It causes unpleasant emotions, and they deal with that pain in several ways. Narcissists do not deal with emotional issues. They run from it. They prefer to be emotionally numb. That's where they feel safest. So one of the ways that narcissists do that is by playing the victim. Narcissists feel comfortable in a victim role. They have a victim mentality to begin with. That's where they want to be. Now, a healthy individual generally doesn't want to be a victim for the exact reason that the narcissist does, because it means you don't have control of your own life. Somebody else is making decisions for you. Nothing's your responsibility. That's where the narcissist feels most comfortable. Now, I don't know why this is, but for some reason, my ex believes that I steal mail from him. I've never stolen mail from him, but he is convinced, or he convinces himself, that I do. So this has been going on for about a year and a half. He's always accusing me of this. The reality is that even if I wanted to steal mail from him, I couldn't, because he has the post office send him pictures of every single piece of mail that comes to the house. So he knows everything that comes to the house. So he doesn't live at the house, so I collect the mail, and then I'll just keep his mail in a pile, and then every once in a while he'll ask me to put it in the mailbox, and he's going to come by the house and get it. So typically later at night or early in the morning, he'll collect his mail. So recently he did this. He asked me to put the mail in the mailbox, and he was going to come get it. So I did that, and moments after he collected it, I get a text from him. And there's a picture attached to the text, and it was of an envelope. So he says in the text, "Where is this? Why'd you take this from me? Why are you taking my mail? That's my mail. You don't have any right to take it. How dare you?" He was all mad about this envelope. So I'm looking at this envelope, and it made me realize something. First off, I realized that what he must be doing is that he takes screenshots of everything that the post office sends him, and then he matches it up to mail that I give him. So I'm looking at this envelope, and it was my handwriting. It was an envelope that I wrote out. I pay all the bills, and we live in New Hampshire. Recently, what they do in New Hampshire, you have to register your car once a year, and you register your car by the month that you're born. So my ex, his birthday's in April, so I wrote out a check, sent it to the town, and they put a self-addressed stamped envelope in the check. So it was my handwriting on that with his name. So that was one of the things I put in the mail. So I said to him, "Don't you recognize that's my handwriting? That's from the town. Those are the decals for that's the car registration." So then he just writes back, "Oh." So another thing that he has done recently, and this is where he really believes that he's doing something amazing, and I have now made him a victim. He was trying to be a good person. So I mentioned in another video that he wanted to come into the house and see one of our dogs. So we have 2 dogs. He really only cares about one of them, and he wanted to see this dog. So I told him, "No, I don't feel comfortable with you coming in the house. I'm afraid of you. You know this." Now, just as a little side, there are real reasons, legitimate reasons that I'm afraid of him. He knows what they are. He refuses to address them. His version of addressing these reasons is, he said to me, "Well, if you don't feel safe, why don't you point a loaded gun at me the whole time that I'm here? You can shoot me." And I said to him, "There's no way I'm doing that." For him, he really thinks, well, if you point a loaded gun at me, you can do that while I'm playing with the dog. And if I scare you in any way, you can shoot me, you can kill me. He was being a martyr. He thought that he was doing something wonderful, that I would want to stand in my house pointing a loaded gun at somebody. He thought that was a great thing. When I told him no, he was crushed. He was disappointed. He thought he was doing something amazing. He didn't understand the reality of me standing there pointing a loaded gun at him is a terrible idea. But that's a narcissist. There's no version of reality that makes sense. For them, the way that they think is so disordered, so disorganized. You can't understand it if you don't have a mental illness. This is important to understand if you are in a relationship with a narcissist, because things are always going to be this way. They think completely differently than you do. Another thing that narcissists do to avoid reality is they put everything on you. Nothing is their fault. They're always innocent. Nothing that happens is because of them. So typically it's going to be your fault, or it could be anybody's fault. It could be God's fault. It could be the people at their work's fault. It could be the kid's fault. Anybody but them. They have to be right. They have to blame other people. Now, what my ex has done is he has blamed me for the breakdown of our relationship because I won't let him live at the house. It's my fault. He wants to live here. He wants to be a good father. He wants to be a good husband, but I won't let him be here. So if I'm upset because we have a broken home, well, that's not my fault. That's not his fault. It's my fault. He wants to live here. Now, at this point, there's no chance that we would ever get back together. But when we first split up, there was that chance. There was that hope. I was actually hoping that it would still work out. So at that point, I told him that I needed him to do certain things. And he told, I needed him to do certain things. I needed him to be a good father. I needed him to be a good husband. I wanted him to show me that he could be that way. He maintained and maintains to this day that that's great. He wants to do that. He's actually a changed man. And I can see this when he moves back into the house. He doesn't understand. And I've said to him, you can be a good husband, you can be a good father and not live at the house. You need to, like I said, it's not going to work out now, but earlier. So, I said, you could show that to me and then you can move back into the house. Nope. I can only do it if I'm living at the house. How can I possibly be a good father and a good husband if I'm not living at the house? That's on you. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to bring our family back together. You will see how amazing I treat you. So, that's him being ridiculous. His new thing now, he's been going to AA again. He had gone and then he stopped. Now he's going again. So now he's telling me that actually nothing is his fault because he's an alcoholic. So we've had issues because he lies to me all the time. So he knows I have an issue with this. I've told him that he's a liar. He says to me now, well, yes, I did lie to you, but the reason that I lied to you is because I'm an alcoholic, and alcoholics lie. So he now has this ready-made excuse. And the way that he talks, he's always going to have this excuse because he's never going to not be an alcoholic. So now he has this new reality. He doesn't have to take responsibility for anything because he's an alcoholic. This is exactly the type of thing that a narcissist will do. This is exactly the type of reality that they live, that they love. Narcissists can't live in reality. And as always, the victims of the narcissist, we have our own unpleasant reality to accept. The narcissist does not care about us. They can't care about us. They don't have a connection to their self. In order to care about somebody else, you have to be centered. You have to know yourself. You have to be able to risk emotions. You have to be able to risk pain. Loving somebody else isn't an easy thing all the time. You risk being hurt. You risk something happening. A narcissist cannot ever do that. They can't leave the safety of their own false reality. So when you're with a narcissist, you have to deal with a different type of reality. It's very difficult. The best advice that I can give you, the most loving advice I can give you, is to cut your losses and not hold on to any false hope that a narcissist is going to be able to change. A narcissist will tell you anything, but at the core of their being, they don't care. A narcissist is a victim. They're always going to be a victim. It's always going to be your fault. It can't be anything other than that because a narcissist is so profoundly mentally ill. So I know this isn't what people want to hear, or a lot of people want to hear, but I'm just trying to be real with you. If you're with a narcissist, they're living a different reality than you are. If you're not mentally ill, you know reality. A narcissist hides from reality. They run from reality. They'll do anything to avoid it. I'm going to leave you with a quote from Marcus Aurelius, and I think this is something that we can all learn from. It's not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. if you are in a relationship with a narcissist, you can't live fully. You can't enjoy life. You're dealing with somebody, your whole world is going to be encapsulated by somebody who's profoundly mentally ill, who's only going to bring you down. If you want to live, you have to live free of the narcissist. Thank you for watching this video. Truly, I'm very grateful. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video, assuming you like it. I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so if all goes well, I will see you in the next video. God bless you.